I was born January 1st, 1915, in the middle of the World War. My father was a soldier and he didn't see me before I was 4 years old. Oberramstadt was a small village of 7,000 people. 71 Jewish people lived there. And there was no difference between our religion or the people. And we kids, we mixed with everyone else in the neighborhood. We played in the neighborhood. We went to school in the neighborhood. And so I was in Oberramstadt in the Volksschule. My father had a butcher shop there. And the only butcher shop who sold meat. All the other butcher shops had pork and stuff. So I went to high school in Darmstadt. I took the train every morning. In the afternoon, I took the train home. And then I went to the gymnasium, but that lasted only for a year and a half. Then they threw me out. After I was lucky to find a job at a private bank, Jewish bank, and I was there till 1936, when the bank closed, and I transferred to another Jewish bank, private bank, until 1938, till all the stores closed and all the business were closed. So from there, I was without work for a while. Then I had to work for the German army. We sorted iron stuff for the army, and then I got a call. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I had a brother. Manfred was 5 years younger than I am, and he worked in the butcher shop. And then we both finally got called to what they called in German Umschulungslager nach Paderborn, but it was actually more like a light concentration camp.
But you were...
Okay.
When did you become interested in sports?
In sports, it was about the only things we could do in this small village. We had a Turnverein and a soccer club, and so we joined them, and they kept us busy. And like my father was in a Gesangverein, and like my uncle, he fed chickens and stuff, and he exhibited. So we did what you do in a small city, to keep yourself busy.
What kind of sports did you like the most?
Well, first there was a gymnastic, and then I started a little bit in running and jumping, and this ended pretty soon too. So I went to Darmstadt. There was a Jewish sports club, Schild Darmstadt, and I ran for them, and after a while they couldn't sustain anymore, so I went to Frankfurt. And I worked in Darmstadt at the time, and so twice a week I took the train after work, went to Frankfurt, and took the train back home after 11, 12 o'clock at night. So
were you actually training for the Olympics?
I was actually not training for the Olympic, I was training for myself. And I was very active. We competed every Sunday against other Jewish sports clubs. And in every city, I visited every city except Hamburg. I was never in Hamburg. So in 1935, I got a call to report to Karlsruhe. And that was a call for tryouts for the Olympic. It wasn't more tryouts, it was a training camp. And well, I was surprised. But there were about 23 other Jewish sportlers there. And we trained there for 2 weeks. Then they sent us back home again. So why they called us in, I found out when I came to the United States. I didn't know anything about it because the United States didn't want to participate in the Olympic Games. So, because the Jewish sports people couldn't participate in Olympics for Germany. So they said, we'll take them give them a tryout and everything. And that's I found out that was a hoax. But then out of this there came Gretel Bergmann. She was a high jumper, that lady, and her high jump height was about more than any winner of the Olympics. And first they told her she can participate in the Olympics, and then they said, no, you cannot participate, you're Jewish. And they made a picture later on, Hitler's Pawn. I don't know if somebody saw it. And after the Americans were on board of the Queen Mary to go to Germany to participate in the Olympics, they said, well, Jewish people cannot participate for Germany, and that was it.
So how did you react to that?
Well, I cannot react much. It's just was the way of life. See?
And did you continue to do sports despite this?
Yeah. We continued till the 38 when they closed down everything. This was in 35, in June in 35, when I went to the Olympic tryouts. I'm the only one who has some pictures from there. Because they were not allowed, and I took some pictures anyhow, somehow. And that's why I have some pictures.
And what happened when all the Jewish sports clubs were closed?
Well, they just were closed, and that's it. That's
and what
it.
happened next in your life?
Next to my life, as I said, I went to Paderborn. Then the Bielefeld was bombed out, and they needed workers in Bielefeld. So they transferred us to Bielefeld, and we had to take the rest of the bombed out houses down. That's what we did. Before we built air raid shelters, then we had to take out the rest of the city what was bombed out. That lasted till about, I think, March the 3rd of 43, when they arrested us all again. I mean, we were there, we didn't go anyplace, and transported us to Auschwitz.